Hello and welcome to Elevate, Massage Heights Weekly Podcast. This is Shane Evans, co-founder and president. This week, once again, we are joined by Michele Oktay. Michele is the regional director as well as retreat director for the John Weathers Group in Dallas, Texas. What marketing strategies have you found to be successful as far as generating prospects?
I would definitely say still, even a lot. When we first opened, it was a lot of grassroots, a lot of events, a lot of running events, a lot of different, anything I could find that was free or almost free, we were at.
Yeah.
And I still think that's a huge thing today, especially since we're rebuilding the other two locations. Frisco and Plano, they're finding events now and going to those because it's a big deal. Being involved with the Chamber of Commerce is a big deal.
Yes.
I know that McKinney's chamber, if I bring them flyers, I would bring them lift passes or even a free 1 hour or something like that. They put them in their new household packets, like new resident packets.
Nice.
And they were bringing in 100 new people a month.
Wow.
Yeah, so they would go in those bags every month. So I think they also had an event. So the Chamber of Commerce can be they had an event, it was called a New Business Expo type thing, where they'd provide food and all the new businesses in the McKinney area would go and just be there, and you could pass out your business cards. We provided free chair massages at these events. So the Chamber of Commerce is a really great resource.
Yeah.
Especially if you want close to free.
I hear over and over and over again with many, many different brands that grassroots is really where it's at.
It is.
And it is how Wayne and I built the business. Yeah. It was all very organic. It was, getting involved with the YMCA,
right?
The PTA,
right?
The school's athletic programs, doing the 5K runs,
exactly.
Going to do B2B, going to physicians' offices and saying, "Would you refer your patients to us if they need massage therapy?"
Right.
Going to chiropractors, partnering up with them, physical therapists, partnering up with them, and just kind of keeping those relationships going, constantly going to apartment communities and saying, "Would you put these in your new resident packets?"
Yes.
And then handing out gift cards, like literally $20. Here's
right.
$20. Here's $20. Here's $20.
We did that a lot.
Yeah. And so I think sometimes, once the business gets up and running, we sort of forget about all the things that we did in the beginning that made it work and so successful. And we tend to throw money at things, know. And it's not to say that we should not be doing some print or we shouldn't be doing digital. We have to. You have to play in today's, right? And it's competitive, but you can be so much more effective by getting out and doing those grassroots things yourself, because now they get the opportunity, again, kind of like you going to the schools, to get to know you, to trust you. People want to do business with people they like. People want to do business with other business owners in the community.
We do work with the Joint. They're 3 doors down.
Yep.
And also I started a relationship with I Love Kickboxing. It's up the street from us. So I gave them, they were able to come in and get a free 1 hour massage a month. They haven't taken advantage of it. They actually got their own membership. I'm like, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
But I give them a gift certificate. They raffle off 1 gift certificate a month to their people.
Yeah, great.
So
great. Well, I think it's doing that stuff on a regular basis.
Yes.
So whatever we do, we can't do it one time. You'll often hear, well, I did direct mail. Well, how often did you do the direct mail, and to what households, and what was the frequency in which they hit?
Right.
You can't do one drop of 10,000 and think that it's going to work.
No.
They say now, it used to be 6 or 7 impressions to get somebody to pay attention, and now it's like 10 or 12 or something.
Really? Okay. Because I knew about the 6 or 7. I didn't realize it had jumped already.
Yeah, no, because people are oversensitized. Like they're they're getting so much.
Right.
Whether it be billboards or magazines or their phones, right? Where they're getting served up ads on a regular basis, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So they're seeing stuff all the time. And really the best referral source always, or the best source of a prospect has always been in marketing, referral.
Right.
So, hey, a therapist that loves you already refers another therapist. A client that loves you already referring another client. People that you meet in the community, they like you. They think, oh, this is somebody I want to support.
Absolutely.
they're gonna send. It's all about those referrals.
Having those business cards handy.
Yeah, and gift cards, whatever it is, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. So, if you could go back and give yourself advice on the first day you started, what would you tell yourself?
I was hoping you would ask that one.
You're like, I hope she takes that one.
I've thought about this, and I don't know. I think I probably would tell myself to chill, to be honest, because I came into this with a corporate mindset as a manager. I mean, I really came into this as not my way, the highway necessarily, but I was a very different manager at that time. And it's really about, and I can't create that culture that we want and that we have today if I'm going to focus on things that are minor, petty, negative. If I'm going to work in the black and white, you can't work in the black and white and create the culture you want. You have to know there's gray.
Yeah.
There is gray in every situation.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Don't sweat the small stuff, whether it's with a therapist, an LC, a guest. We have this thing that there's always like 1% crazy, especially sometimes with guests. And I've been coaching the other RDs on this. I'm like, when you have that guest in front of you, all protocols go out the door. All of them. They're gone.
Yeah.
Just take care of what they're wanting to take care of because it's 1% of your membership base.
So true.
It's so minor. So John's taught me a lot about how to do these things and how to manage by the rule, not the exception.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Yep. I always say that that you don't really need an operations manual to know how to treat people.
Correct.
Because it's all about the way that you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
So my example is my grandmother was one of the most amazing people I've ever known in my entire life. Like if I could say there was someone that was perfect and no one's perfect, this woman was incredible.
Yeah.
Not a mean bone in her body, just the sweetest, And I think about her and how she treated people and how I would have wanted that most special person in my life treated.
Right.
And you don't have to go, wait, let me open up an operations manual to figure out what I should do in this situation. You just do what you would want done to you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's really all there is to it. And sometimes that means that we comp a service. Sometimes that means that we, whatever it is.
We cancel a membership and they're only 3 months into a 12-month term.
Sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes
So.
the rules are the rules because that is, you have to have some rules in
Right.
place, but you do have to consider all things.
Absolutely.
And is it worth it to have someone go and tell 10 friends that, that you're terrible to do business with, or would you rather just give them what they need, right? So,
Yeah.
and there are people that
found-
take advantage. You have to be you have to be careful too, but for the most part, we have to assume people are good people. Right?
Absolutely.
And treat them in that way.
Absolutely. And I have found over the past 5 years with Stonebridge, I have so many members returning.
Yeah.
So many. It's so exciting that they love us so much and they saw how much we cared about them and took care of them when they were program holders and they left for whatever reason. They're coming back. They always come back.
Yep.
Same with the therapists too, I've noticed.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
because they realize that sometimes you realize the grass isn't greener on the other side, or sometimes it's just your circumstance, right? And you have to make a change in your life for whatever it is, whether it's drive time or convenience or cost or whatever. But if you treat people the right way, they will come back if there's an opportunity.
Yeah.
It's sort of no different than when you're pitching the membership and that person doesn't end up joining. If you tell them at the end, look, we would love for you to come back regardless, but it's just going to be at that non-member rate.
Right.
But please come back.
Absolutely.
We want you to come back. You don't have to join to come and see us again. So, that's good advice. Just a few more questions.
Okay.
We've been here for an hour and a half already.
Oh my gosh.
It's gone by kind of fast, though, right? Yeah. So we talked about kind of how we make massage therapists feel special, skin therapists, your lifestyle consultants, leadership. We've talked about accountability, goal setting, and all of those things. is there anything in particular that you do that you think, well, let's start with member retention. We talked about how, when members leave, often they come back because you treated them so well. Is there anything that you're doing that you think helps with member retention, or is it just customer service? I mean, is there something special that you guys do?
Well, it's a combination of everything, from the time you greet them to the time they walk out the door, of course, and how you treat any kind of issues that they're having, whether it's with their program, with their body, just how you're treating them, basically. We do send every prospect that walks through the door thank you cards, handwritten thank you cards. And so that's going to be quite a few. I think we saw over 400 last month.
Yeah.
At Stonebridge.
At one location.
At one location. So we're looking at about 600 or so gift cards each.
Or thank you cards.
Thank you cards, each month.
Yeah. Yes. Or who's writing those handwritten
the
thank you
LCs.
cards? The LCs.
The LCs.
So if they spoke to that prospect, they actually write to that
They're
prospect.
writing it and signing it off on it. We did have the therapist writing their name at first, but it got to be too challenging. So we just,
coordinating.
Yeah. And it's just real short and simple, Thank you for choosing us and glad you were here and can't wait to see you again. We have 2 different scripts, one if they didn't become a member and one if they did.
Nice.
So.
Nice. That's that Nordstrom-esque culture that is infused within our brand. And it's something that I think when it executed is really, really special.
Yeah.
Because it's not something that most brands do today, right? In this digital world, to get a handwritten note from someone, whether it's a company or a personal handwritten note for a birthday gift or whatever it is really a big deal. Your mailbox isn't necessarily full of stuff so much anymore, right?
It's not. It's fun to get stuff like that.
Yeah. So I commend you guys for doing that, because I think that is a little kind of surprise and delight thing that people really, really appreciate.
And they'll see that logo all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And, to say thank you, even though you didn't join, we so appreciate your business. And, if you have a need in the future or whatever it is that you're saying,
they're going to come back.
Yeah, they're going to come back.
Absolutely.
I love it. Good stuff. Are there any team members that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, they all want me to shout out to them. They heard I was doing this. They're like, Michele, you got to say my name. You got to say my name. So, Brittany, this is for you. She's a lifestyle consultant. And I love you, but the shout out goes to Jennifer and Mark. They've been in the United States for 14 years, and they just got their citizenship.
Oh,
so we're super excited about them. They're amazing massage therapists.
So they're both massage therapists
at our
with
location
us?
at Stonebridge
Okay,
Ranch.
nice. Awesome.
Yeah, so
that is super cool.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Any other shout outs? Anything you have, maybe one of your retreat directors or a lead massage therapist or anybody for that matter?
Gosh, it's hard. They're all so amazing.
Yeah. Hard to give one person.
It really is, because they all do an amazing job. Everyone. I mean, I mentioned Danielle earlier because I couldn't do everything I do without her. Or without Nicole or Felicia, because they're the retreat directors at Plano and Frisco. And they do an amazing job of keeping things as consistent as possible, really creating the culture that we're wanting at those locations. I don't have to be there all the time with any of those concerns, because I know they're on top out front. So taking care of business.
That's huge. Building a bench that you can trust, that is going to really act like you when you're not there.
Exactly.
And that's what John has with you.
Yes.
Is someone that acts like him when he's not there.
I told him I
other
wasn't
than
going
maybe
anywhere.
the theatrics.
Yeah,
like maybe
the
not.
theatrics. I don't know. I'm pretty theatrical too. The two of us together is pretty funny. But when I came to him, I told him, I said, I have no desire to change jobs again. None. I'm at that point in my life and at my age. I'm just like, so you better like me because you're stuck with me. So.
Yeah. Well, we are all blessed to have you.
Thank you.
It's always nice to see your happy, positive face always.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to have people that have been so committed for the length of time that you have been. And I know that while I would love to say that you're committed to the brand, I know that a lot of that has to do with the way that the brand is portrayed by the strategic partner, which is John Weathers. And so that makes that I'm so grateful for. So grateful for John.
Yes.
That he really portrays the culture and values that that we envision for our brand, and that he has someone like you doing so.
So much fun.
It's awesome to have you. Now that you've heard from us, we'd love to hear from you. If there are any particular topics or special guests that you'd like to have on the podcast, please email us at communications@massageheights.com. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the Massage Heights YouTube channel. And as always, elevate the everyday.